Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Eclectic Knitter podcast. My name is Raylene. I'm on Ravelry as Kimana Knits and Instagram as Kimana Knits. We're changing it up a little bit. You can find show notes for this episode, as always, at theeclecticknitter.com. Episodes are uploaded to YouTube and to iTunes and can, of course, be found on the blog. There is a Ravelry group. There's not a lot going on in the Ravelry group. That's okay. I try to post when there's new episodes on the Ravelry group, but I am not always successful in that. It is October 21st, 2017. It's about 1:45 in the afternoon, Mountain Standard. It's a Saturday. It's rainy outside and cloudy, and it's lovely. Except my dog is not feeling very well. He went for a bubble bath yesterday at one of the local groomers that he's been to before. And he has the runs this morning. I don't know if it's something he ate. He didn't get into anything, and he hasn't had a Kong with peanut butter since like Wednesday. Sometimes too much peanut butter. It's natural peanut butter, but sometimes it gives him the runs a little bit. He's got a really sensitive tummy. So I'm thinking just the stress. I think it happened the last time. Like, his daycare does grooming and they can give him a bath and stuff, but the micro bubble bath helps draw out more fur and stuff from deeper in his coat. So it helps a little bit more with the shedding than just a bath. So he's been to that groomer before and didn't have an issue, and they said he was well behaved. And I sneezed at one point and got mascara all over everywhere, I think. Maybe not. I know I sneezed and my mascara was still wet. So anyway, I feel like it's just possibly stress, because I was taking him to one groomer's that I had really good experiences with in Saskatoon. And the first time he was fine. The second time he freaked out as soon as that half door opened to bring him to the back. Now, the owner there had her dog there who like almost went after him as soon as the door opened. So that was also another issue. So I brought him to a different one, and then he did fine. And now he went back to the same one, the second one. And he was a little bit nervous going in, and he didn't really want to go, but he went, and like I said, they said he did fine. I don't know if it was just stress from that. He doesn't have the runs after he goes to daycare and gets groomed there, so anyway, that was a lot of talking about my dog. So I took him out this morning, got up at about, I think, 9:30, quarter to 10. Or no, it was like 10 o'clock. I'm not gonna lie. I stayed in bed till like 10 o'clock. So I haven't been sleeping well the last week. Worse than usual. So we got up and I put his food in his dish, and he was waiting by the front door already, and he didn't want to eat, which is immediately a concern because he always wants to eat. But then he did eat, and we went outside, and it was, anyway, I won't get into it. It was gross. So we came back inside. I made soup for lunch, breakfast / lunch. I've got a little bit of a sore throat, so I love soup anyway. So I made that, and then I was eating, and he was sitting by the door again and kind of pacing, and so I took him out, and it took him a while, but then it was like really like liquid. I didn't even, ugh. So I'm glad that he let me know, but I had to walk him quite a bit yet before he actually did anything, and I could tell because he stopped a couple times and was like getting into position, and then was like, no, this isn't going to work this time. So I feel bad because it's also raining, and then when we got back inside, he was sopping wet. Well, not sopping wet, but he was wet, and I didn't want to let him on the couch because he was wet. His section of the couch is covered by a flat sheet, so the flat sheet was most of the wetness, which is fine. But he seems to be doing okay. I don't know. He may have to go out again in a little while. He doesn't usually ask so much to go outside so quickly after the first time. Like, it was about 2.5 hours between the two bathroom breaks. Usually, like, he'll kind of say, yeah, I could go out, and then if I say no, or don't move, then he'll you know, play or he'll go back to sleep or whatever. But this time he was like seriously sitting and staring at me, going, out, please, out. And then he would move, and then he'd be like, out. And then he'd go to the door and sit there and stare at me through the couch because he can't see me over the couch. And like, so it was just like serious needing to go outside. So I figured since he hadn't been feeling well in the morning, we would take him out again. It was a good thing I did because I do not want that all over my rug because it would be in the living room in the middle of everything, all over the rug. And then I'd be angry. But you know, if he's letting me know and I'm not doing it, it's my own fault then. I am drinking some, I think it's sunny citrus, sunshine citrus, citrus sunshine. Some kind of herbal tea from David's Tea. It is in, you may not be able to see this because of the glare, it's in a sheep mug, excuse the lipstick, from David's Tea. These two, the two sections of wool on the sheep actually are color changing, so when it's hot, and then on the back, you're seeing like the little legs and stuff. And then when there's nothing in it, then it's black. Like I said, I've had a little bit of a sore throat for a couple days. I've had a sinus headache as well, off and on the last few days, so we're doing all we can. So, I have no finished objects of any kind today. That was a lot of talking about my dog, which I don't normally talk about random stuff at the beginning. I usually save that to the end. But anyway, so we're going to show some works in progress now. I have a hoe, kind of. I don't have everything in its own separate bag. So I finished the first sock of my, this is Nomadic Yarns Brit sock in the It's Not Rocket Science colorway. That's this here. So I finished the first sock, and I'm using a contrasting heel and toes mini that is from a different, I think this is from Blissful Knits. I bought some mini skein packs, and this happened, like, till here about on the toe is the original color from the skein, and then the rest of the toe is the mini. And even though there's a, like, it's not the same type of base. Like, Brit sock from Nomadic Yarns is like a high twist 2-ply merino, or not merino, BFL nylon. And this is like a 4-ply Marine 75 merino 25% nylon. So there's obviously a base difference, but you can't really tell even with the color. There's not really a color difference either. So I finished the first sock, and I have started on the second sock. I've done the ribbing, and these are zooming, which is awesome. I could use a zoom project in my life right now, and this is it. 64 stitches on a US ones. I use Hiya interchangeables for Hiya Sharps interchangeables for like everything in my life. I love Hiya needles. I love their cables. I keep like going to. I used to have Chia Goose. I don't like Chia Goose. Chia Goose. I don't like their cable. The red wiry cable. I find it has too much memory and gets like these kinks in it. Whereas these plastic Hiya needles don't have any memory. I mean, they do, but they don't develop like super like kinks like I found with the Chia Goose. So Hiya Sharps are my go-to needle. I keep messing around with the idea of purchasing a signature interchangeable needle, or because they don't do fixed circulars anymore. I don't like wood needles, so the new Leica needles don't really interest me. I do have one pair of Knitter's Pride Platinas that I showed last week with a pair of socks that I haven't worked on since then, so I haven't brought that project out. It's fine. The tips aren't sharp enough for me, so. The next thing on my needles that's gotten quite a bit of work is my Leaves of Grass shawl. This is a pie shawl by Jared Flood from Brooklyn Tweed. I am halfway. I have done 3 out of 6 repeats of chart C. This is done on, I'm doing this out of Woolmize lace yarn in a weird different blue colorway. So you can see chart A kind of there. And then chart B is this section. Ooh, I just ripped a whole bunch of stitches off my needles. That's not good. Yeah, that's really not good. Well, I'm a dummy sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, I'm half done chart C. I'm finding so far chart C to be the least intuitive for me, so I keep messing it up. Basically, this has been sitting, this is a Fat Squirrel Fiber project bag, and you can see that it doesn't fill up the whole thing. So it's been sitting beside me, and I like have this whole project sitting in there too. So I don't need multiple project bags. Then we'll do my granny's. This is too big to share a bag. So this got a little bit of love this week. And by a little bit of love, I mean I sewed on, or did 3 more squares. This one, and this one. This is row 5. And I wove in a whole bunch of ends, which is like the most terrible thing in the world. So you can see that I still have all those to weave in, but I did like a giant chunk and it felt like it took forever. So I'd really like to get more work done on this. Actually, that's not row 5, this is row 4. I can't count. So yeah, I'm doing these middle sections are done out of scrap yarn, scrap sock weight, or sport, or anything basically that I've done socks out of. That's not, yeah, anything I've done socks out of, because I don't do socks out of Tosh Merino Light, but I'm doing a different Tosh Merino Light blanket that I haven't touched on in quite a while. And then the outside one round is done out of Tanis Fiber Arts Pure Wash Fingering in the natural colorway, and then I'm attaching as I go. So yeah. This is a Vesper. Oh, let's see. This is Amortentia Nomadic Yarns Brit Sock. Amortentia is the colorway. This is signature, or on the round signature sock in Rebel. This is Vesper 7525 Merino Thick Sock in Socktober Madness. This is Ethereal Fiber Arts in an unnamed mini. This was Lollipop Yarns Beefcake Base in the Stardust. So this is the blue stripe and this is the speckled stripe from that colorway, Stardust. I finished them a few weeks ago. This is Tanis Fiber Arts Blue Label Fingering in Garnet. This was this is an Into the World Club colorway. I don't remember which one. This is commercial sock yarn, either Barocco sock or Patton's Croy or Opal or something like that in S12 striping. This is another Ethereal Fiber Arts mini. I mean, I could keep going. I don't know if there's a... This one here, this one is another, yeah, Ethereal Fiber Arts mini. This is a Sweet Fiber cashmere something. This is Madeline Tosh sock in the Foxglove colorway, which is a discontinued colorway. This is a Fleece Artist sock yarn. I think it's a cashmere sock yarn. No, it's, I don't remember. In an unnamed colorway. They don't name their colorways. This is Madeline Tosh 80-10-10 fingering in the, starts with an H. I can't remember the colorway. This is another Into the World Club colorway. I don't remember the colorway. This is Nomadic Yarns Brit Sock in I don't remember. No, this is Spark Sock. This is a sparkle base. This is in one of her Christmas colorways. Silver Bells, I think. This is Madeline Tosh Sock in Magnolia Garden Party, which has been discontinued. This is in Sweet Georgia Cash Luxe Fine in the Maple colorway. This was Ethereal Fiber Arts, her Sparkle sock base in one of her autocorrect series. I don't remember the colorway name. I think it's I Have Your Boots in My Buttocks. That's what I think it is. This is Vesper Thick Sock in the Family and Friends colorway. It was the club colorway from November 2015. This is an Ethereal Fiber Arts on her Cashmere Nebula sock base. I don't remember the colorway. This is Sweet Georgia Frost colorway in her Tough Love sock. Turtle Pearl Girl in What Does It Mean? The self-striping, this is the rainbow section of it. This is another Friends and Family Vesper. This is Manos del Uruguay Alegria in a green. I did socks out of it. This is Woolmy's Twin, a We're Different. This is Into the World, Cashmere base, don't remember the colorway, club colorway. This is Tosh Sock in the Opaline colorway. This is another Ethereal Fiber Arts mini. This was, I think, Twisted Limone in a self-striping. I don't remember the name or the base. This is Madeline Tosh Sock in Well Water. This is Pneumatic Yarns Brit Sock in the Sassenach colorway. This is Sassenach colorway. Tennis Fiber Arts Blue Label Fingering in the Meadow colorway. She doesn't dye her variegates anymore. This is Lollipop Yarns Beef Case. Hi, Cyrus. In Karma Chameleon. And then this was a mini from Mustache that I got that barely made a thing. Anyway, those are the minis that I have in the blanket so far, or the leftovers. That was not intended to be so long, but I haven't gone through that in a while, what the colorways and bases and stuff are, so. The other day, when I was working in here, you see that pile of yarn right there? Cyrus decided that that was the spot he was going to lay, and he rested his head on those Titus yarns. That's the stuff that hasn't found a permanent home yet, because I don't have enough Rubbermaids, and all of my cubbies are full, and anyway, it's a big thing. Excuse my reaching. Apparently my yarn fell. The next project is a new project. I started knitting a Simply hat by Alicia Plummer out of my hand spun that I finished last week. So this is the Hello Yarns Rambouillet in the Breathless Air colorway. This is a 3-ply. It's about a sport weight. It was 3.3 ounces of a 3-ply. It was about 274 yards in 3.3 ounces. So I labeled it a sport weight. I'm knitting this on, I think it's size 5s. Yes. So Haya Sharp interchangeables. These are the 4-inch tips. 16-inch circulars, and I have done 3 inches of ribbing, and then I'm actually at the point where I need to do the decreases, and I could have had this finished, but I can't decide what I want to do. Because I have 1.4 ounces left, so I've used about 2 ounces to do this much. And I kind of want to use more of it. So I'm thinking I will either just keep knitting and it'll be a more slouchy hat, or I will keep knitting and then do ribbing and it'll be a cowl. I don't know. Let's see. Here, I'll try it on what I have. It does fit. So that is it on. See, I could easily do decreases now and it would be there. And it's coming down nicely to cover my ears. My glasses always make wearing hats that cover my ears difficult at best. So there is a little bit of slouch to it right now. You can kind of see it on the side. So yeah, either I'm going to keep knitting and make it a slouchier hat, or I'm going to just do the decreases, I think. I think it'll stay a hat. I don't know. I just don't know. So yeah, it's really nice to knit. I'm really enjoying it. The size 5 needles are really nice with it. And, you know, if sport ends up being kind of my comfort zone for spinning, like even for a 3-ply, I would be perfectly okay with that. I don't have a lot of sport weight in my stash, I feel, like outside of sock yarns. And this is really enjoyable to knit. Like there's obviously some sections where, like here, there's a fluff, and here there's a fluff, where there's some, you know, sections where I didn't draft properly. But I am really, really enjoying this. There. And you can see like the blues, you can see the browns, you can see like some of the pinks that were in the fiber. So yeah, I will probably keep going and make it a slouchy hat. And this also actually fits into this project bag. So I haven't had to have multiple project bags out. That's all the stuff that I've worked on this week. For knitting, at least. Spinning, I talked about how I had started some fiber from Created by LCB. And I didn't think about it till after I was done recording that, yeah, I can't bring the bobbin over, but I could have brought the other 2/3 of the yarn or the fiber over to show you the colors. So this is one of the other thirds. Goes from this really light gray, almost natural, into these really dark purples, and there's some pops of pink, and then grays. So this is one section. This is the Winter's Eve colorway in Corriedale. I bought it off her Etsy shop. And this is the last third, which is more grays and some taupey browns and natural and back into gray. So I'm going to be doing a 3-ply out of this. I'm already done the first third, mostly because I am spinning this thicker. I am trying to do a quick spin because that Hello Yarn seemed to take forever. So I'm trying to spin it thicker. And I'm going to do a 3-ply. So it'll be a pretty chunky 3-ply, and that's okay. So this is the first third that's done. This is an Acreworks bobbin. I've ordered more of these. These are, I can't use my woolly winder with this, but I actually almost prefer these over the woolly winder. So that is that. I am reusing my Hello Yarn bag, because the bag that the LCB braid comes in is not big enough to hold the fiber unbraided. So I have just shoved it into here. And then it sits in a big bucket bag that I have by my fiber that it sits in. After that's done, I want to do a loop bat as a chain ply. So that's like 6.6 ounces, and didn't feel like starting that yet. Cyrus apparently can't decide where he wants to relax. He doesn't like it when I work in the office or spend time in the office or have anything to do with the office. Can you come here? You can come up? Do you know how to come up? No, we haven't really worked on it. Come here. Come on. Come. Come. Come on. Cyrus. Come here. There you go. Yeah, good boy. least I get to see your head, part of your head. Yeah, pretty head. Pretty head. You're on camera. Smile, you're on candid camera. Yeah, he doesn't really like it when I work or when I'm in here a lot. So he kind of paces. Usually he ends up curling up on my bed. But he's feeling a little extra needy today. So he smells good though. Bathing is good. He smells good. Yes, you do. So I think that's everything. I hope you are enjoying what you're working on. My hair is a hot mess from that hat and just from because it's my hair and not anybody else's, and anyway, we're just gonna go with that. He's found a bag. All right. So yeah, I hope you enjoy what you're working on, and I will see you hopefully in a week. Bye.